Hello everybody and happy Friday. This is the last narrative lesson for this week. Today's date is Friday the 19th of June 2020. We're going to be doing some writing today, so make sure you've got a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper and you set your page up with today's date, please. Okay, I just want to recap what's happened in our story. So we had the opening where we focused on introducing the Iron Man, describing what he looked like and describing this event that happened at the beginning with all of that lovely language to really make it an exciting opening. Then we have the rising action in our build-up. Hogarth spots the Iron Man and wants to find out more. But the rest of the community, the farmers, discover all the metal machinery has been eaten, and the farmers get really angry and plan a trap for the Iron Man. The farmers set a trap. They dig a huge hole and leave a lorry there as bait. Hogarth has a conscience and doesn't want to destroy the Iron Man. Okay, so what I mean by that is Hogarth is thinking, how do we know this Iron Man is no good? Yes, he's eating all of our metal, but it seems a bit unfair and not very nice to dig a hole and just bury him there. So, this is the part we're up to now. The next evening, Hogarth decides to go to a scrap metal yard. He bangs on the metal to attract the giant. The farmers are angry that the Iron Man didn't fall in the trap. So we're going to focus on this part here. It's really part of our climax leading to our resolution, okay, where Hogarth speaks to the Iron Man and he agrees to live at the scrapyard. So saving the community and saving the scrapyard. Really, Hogarth is our hero because, of course, the Iron Man thinks it's absolute heaven in the scrapyard. He can eat all the metal he wants. Okay. So let's have a look at our Can I question today. Can I use short, snappy sentences to create tension? I'm going to read to you a couple of paragraphs and then we're going to carry on writing from where I finish. Hogarth could not believe what he was hearing. He couldn't let this happen to the Iron Man. He knew it wasn't right. He had an idea, a great one. Sneaking silently into the evening air, Hogarth headed to the scrap metal yard. A cold wind whirled and twirled around him, making him shiver. Eagerly he looked out to the horizon, watching for those two glowing red eyes. It didn't take long. Hogarth knew he didn't have long. If he didn't act now, he would end up in the farmer's pit. He picked up 2 long nails. Did he dare? His idea frightened him. In the silent dusk, he tapped the nails together. Clink, clink, clink. Okay. In this paragraph, I hope you've noticed that I've used some short, snappy sentences. It really moves the story on and it creates that tension like we wanted to create when we did our writing about Kev when they were planning their night out in their campsite and they heard that rustling sound. So like when we did in school, staying out, and we wanted to create that tension with short, snappy sentences. That's what we're doing here. So I've got, it didn't take long. Did he dare? His idea frightened him. So really short, snappy sentence to get our readers on the edge of their seats and create this tension, this excitement. So you're going to have a go at writing what happens next. And to do that, we're going to do a bit of word collecting first. Make sure you've got your page set up with today's date. Can I question and title word collecting. Pause the video if you need to now. So the first thing that we're going to start collecting is some precise verbs to describe the Iron Man's movement. So the Iron Man hears the clink, 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 and he comes crashing, thrashing, banging. Okay, so we can start to use maybe some of those onomatopoeias that we looked at as well to describe the way he moves. So pause the video, write your title, and See, how many words do you think you could just describe how the Iron Man comes racing, darting towards Hogarth, who's waiting there. He's trying to tempt him. So the Iron Man wants to move fast, he's going to be purposeful, and he's probably going to be quite loud. Pause the video and then come back to find out some of my ideas. Okay, here's some of my ideas. I've got tearing, racing, pounding, thrashing. He came hurtling, bolting, stomping, crashing, dashing. Okay, hopefully you've thought of some more than me as well. But those really precise verbs to show how he's moving. He's moving really quickly with really strong intent. He wants to get to that metal that he's just heard. To help us build some more sentences, I want us to now collect some prepositional phrases to use. So remember, prepositional phrases is a clue here. It tells us the position of where something is happening. Okay, so over the hill, under the table, you might say, but the Iron Man's not going to be under the table. Next door. All those phrases that were used to show where something's happening. I'll give you a couple of examples and then I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can come up with your own. So I've got getting closer to, okay, over the hill, closer to Hogarth, away from the trap, on the edge of the cliff, in front. Have a go at some of your own. Can you add to my list? Okay, good job. Now I'm going to use both these precise verbs and prepositional phrases to show you how I'm going to write a paragraph filled with short, snappy sentences, precise verbs and prepositional phrases to build that tension and excitement in our story. Here we go. And as I'm reading, see if you can spot any of those precise verbs and prepositional phrases that I've used. At the sound of the metal, the Iron Man slowly turned his head towards the sound. He paused. There's my short, snappy sentence. Oh, I'm using the onomatopoeia that we learned about last week. Again, clink, clink, clink. The Iron Man came crashing. There is one of my precise verbs and my short sentence. From the edge of the cliff, oh, that's my prepositional phrase. This one here, I got this, I've changed it slightly. I've done on instead of, I've done from instead of on, but that's okay. So that's my prepositional phrase. I might do that in a different colour to show you. From the edge of the cliff, he came hurtling. I've used another one of my precise verbs, hurtling. Racing towards the sound, another precise verb, racing. Another nice short snappy sentence, racing towards the sound, thrashing through the fields, tearing through the fences. And I'm using through to show where it's happening. I should do that again in my red so that I can show you. And I've got towards again, show me where something's happening, through the fields, through the fences. Again, I've got my prepositional phrase here, away from the trap. The Iron Man had arrived. So, what do you think? Did I use precise verbs? Let's see. How many did I use? I used crashing, I used hurtling, I used racing, I used thrashing, I used tearing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I used there. And did I use some prepositional phrases? Yes, I did. From the edge of the cliff, through, towards, away from. So I've really fulfilled my success criteria there. And did I use those short sentences? I did. The Iron Man came crashing, racing towards a sound, thrashing through the field. So there's nice short snappy sentences away from the trap. The Iron Man had arrived, to build that tension, that excitement for our readers. Okay, over to you then. Pause the video here so you've got this as an example. Remember, you can magpie any of my ideas, but I want to see and read some of your ideas as well, because I know you're going to have some amazing ones. Really look forward to seeing your paragraph from today. Remember to take a picture and upload it to Class Dojo, and well done for all of your hard work. Next week, we're going to start thinking about your adventure story and using all of the techniques that we've been using this week to make it absolutely fantastic and exciting for the reader. So well done and have a lovely weekend.